Right. It's Monday. It's weeknights. We back once again.
It's weeknights. Hello,
Hola.
I'm Dash. Good to see you again.
Likewise. Had a good weekend.
It was pretty good. I can't
Sweet.
complain. It
That
was
rain Saturday was pretty wild.
it was a super soaker.
Yep.
It was.
Yeah. I got like 6 comments. I'm gonna not say none of them. Let's move right along. No AKAs today.
Okay, today. I'm just gonna get down to business.
Down to it's a lot of business.
Yep.
I am JD, aka He Who Pods. Let's pod.
Pod.
So, coincidentally, let me unplug this so you can actually hear it when I play it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I was charging my device before the pod, but last time you couldn't hear stuff when it was plugged. So, Mace was asked something interesting and gave some interesting responses. I figure, whoops, I figure it's worth discussing.
Yep.
So, let's hear what Mace had to say recently on his show. It is what it is.
I did. Everything now that we see is
Oh man, the question's not there. All right, here we go.
Did you make the right decision leaving rap?
I did. Everything now that we see playing out was all the things I escaped. The car, the shine, the loan, Puff Daddy, the Craig Mack,
Smalls.
the Biggie Smalls. So even though I made those decisions and it cost me money, that's why I got with Killer and they gave me the money back. They lose no money. Destiny.
That boy good.
That boy good.
That boy good.
That boy
good.
good. That boy good. Yeah.
That's why he makes the music.
That's right. Make the silly one. That was good. Yeah, I couldn't have put it that. You asked me, see, that's why I listened. You asked me the right question. We at the right place. This is how it's meant to go, man.
What I do, baby.
Thank you, Killer.
Likewise, man.
Thank you, Killer.
Thank you,
On
man.
national TV. Thank you, Killer.
Thank you too, man. I appreciate it, bro.
You know what, Dan?
Did you make the
And so there you got it. There you have it.
I should know this, but are they where does their podcast air or their show air on ESPN?
Um, I believe they have they got a deal with a sports network, but I'm gonna be very honest, I don't remember which sports network. But yeah. So long story short,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I heard it. Well, maybe they didn't hear it. We'll see. Sometimes things don't really come through properly. But yeah, Mace says that he dodged some bullets. I'm paraphrasing, not literal bullets, but um,
Some of them were
drama.
literal.
Some of them were literal.
I mean,
Maybe.
based on the things that he said,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
some
He
of it
brought up
is
time.
literal.
That
So
is true.
brought up
Yeah.
Biggie.
Oh, I don't think I need these. Yeah, he brought up Biggie. He brought up. I mean, they brought up pretty much everyone who was involved with Diddy and Bad Boy at some point.
And had
So
bad happen.
correct. That is correct. Um. So yeah, he basically says, he exited at the right time, and he's grateful because he now has the money he would have lost, the opportunities he quote unquote lost,
Mm-hmm.
in this situation that he has in the deal that he has and the podcast that he has, the business he has with Cameron, and thanked Cameron. They had a little cool jokey joke moment quoting, that boy's good. And I think that's interesting for a lot of reasons. I think it's also interesting perspective, um, to look at it like I gained back what I once would have lost or what I once lost. Um,
Right.
I don't know if I would have looked at it like that. I guess it's a hindsight is 2020 kind of thing because we know for many years Mace was saying quite the opposite.
Right.
Uh, but I guess when you're in a winning position, you could say that. You could look at it that way.
And I think also peace of mind is probably a lot more valuable
Keep
to
going.
to
Oh,
someone
sorry.
who's had money. Um, I don't know that we all look at it that way. I've
Mhm.
never been rich.
Me either.
I think that I think that more money would make my life easier, right? Like as a pretty normal person with an average salary and whatever, you know what I mean? Like I think that more money would create more possibilities for me. But I also realize that from the perspective of someone who has had wealth,
Right.
um, and has had fame, because when you combine fame and wealth, you get a different outcome than you do
Yeah.
maybe someone who's just wealthy quietly and no one knows about it. They probably
Absolutely.
lead a lot easier lives than people who are famous and have money. And so what I'm trying to get at is the peace of mind that he probably got from walking away was valuable to him in whatever way it was, because we know that he turned himself over to the church and all of that. And I know there's been some speculation about how, you know, how legit that might have been. That's his personal business. I'm not here to question whether he's actually a man of God or not. But what I will say is that I think that, you know, when he did walk away from that situation, he probably was able to sleep at night. So what he's getting back now is maybe not what he expected to ever get back, which is probably really nice. And yeah, you are going to feel like you're in the winning position, because to have it to have it all and then not have it anymore, and then also spend so many years trying to reclaim some of it too, unsuccessfully.
Right.
um it's got to feel good to be in the position he's in now. I do think that your life changes and evolves into other things, or I do think that you sometimes have to walk away from certain things in order to open yourself up to new things. So
Absolutely.
that's to me what it sounds like happened with Mace. It sounds like he really he thinks that he truly did dodge a lot of the mess. Who knows where he would have been if he had stayed around and, you know, continued to kind of ride that bad boy train for as long as he could. We don't know what would have happened, what would have come of him, whether he would be alive today or not. There's been a lot of dangerous situations involved with people on the bad boy label. Um, so so I hear him when he's saying, like, you see what happened to Biggie, right? You see what happened to Shine, right? Like, you see all these things that are happening. He even kind of alludes to like the stuff that's come out recently with Diddy and the
Yeah.
fact that he got to escape all of that. It does make me curious, because I'm just a curious person. I'm like, well, how much did you know, Mace?
Right.
And he doesn't have to say, like, that is none of our business. And I wouldn't encourage him to get involved in the fray now, but
Right.
it does make you curious, like someone who was there from the beginning or
Right.
from the early days, not
Early
necessarily,
days. Right.
yeah, because not that wasn't the beginning, but the peak, Bad Boys peak, he was a part of it. And I would love to know,
And
like,
and
what he
partially
knows.
responsible for it.
Yeah. So I would love to know what he knows. I know we'll probably never get that, and we probably don't need to get it from him, but
Right.
I do think that it's incredibly interesting to kind of see where he is now And he's kind of like looking through a window at Bad Boy as it is today, at Diddy as he is today.
Right.
Um, and that it's nicer to be on that side of the window when you think about it. He
Today
came
it
out
is.
he came out on top, and he did try to, say everything happens for a reason. So I walked away from one thing and I was able to land this other thing, and it's serving me way better than that thing. So I'm happy for him. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be connected to that legacy right now.
Right. Right. I mean, he's connected, but he's not currently involved, right? And
Which is
so that I'm about to say that, yeah, that's very different and very important to point out. Also, I think it's important that um to point out that he said it's destiny, right? And so um it's interesting to me because you look back and you see all his struggles with Diddy, his beefs with Diddy, contracts and rights and publishing and
Mhm.
all this stuff. Um, and it's really interesting to see the bounce back, if you will. I was gonna say the rise to the top, but it's really a bounce back in a sense, even though it's a different lane. He's still financially in a great place, uh,
Mhm.
famous once again, um, arguably a household name once again.
And in a different
Very,
lane too. It's
yeah, very different.
not exactly like entertainment the way it
Yeah,
was
it's not music,
before.
right?
It's not music. It's a different type of genre, I would say, that he's playing around with, which is cool.
100%. Very cool. And I'm sure he owns a lot more than he could have if he
Mhm.
was still in music today.
Yeah.
Um, which obviously I'm speculating, but yeah, we know what kind of contracts were going on at that time in the music industry. We've heard
Mhm.
a lot about the contracts with Diddy specifically, um, and those contracts have only gotten worse in the industry today. So yeah, I think it's great that he is where he is, and it's cool to hear him say what his perspective is. I'm glad he landed on his feet, and actually a lot more than just being on his feet.
Yeah.
So it's great to see Mason that position today,
Mhm.
and the meteoric rise of the show, because it took off very quickly, and they got that deal very quickly.
Mhm.
So that definitely something to celebrate. And I'm sure looking on the side of the window he's on today, I'm sure it looks real good to be able to say, "Ooh, look what's going on right there, man! I'm so glad I'm over here because I was over there, and I wanted to be back over there at one point. I'm glad I'm on this side of things.
'Cause it is a mess.
It is, and maybe we should talk about it just a smidge.
So I would say about 2.5 hours ago at this point. Wasn't long.
No,
It's only been
very
a, it's
recent.
only been a couple hours, not even 3 hours since it was reported that Diddy's homes have been raided by Homeland Security. I'm really curious about the fact that it's Homeland Security, and I'm sure that all the lawyer bays will let us know exactly why it's Homeland Security.
I'm
I
sure.
love that. I love that. I love when all the smart lawyers that look like us come out and say, "Actually, guys, here's what this means. This is why you
Right,
guys don't understand, because
right,
you guys are not in law like we are, but
right.
we're gonna break it down for you, and we're gonna let you know."
Hit
So
us.
I'm sure that by the end of the week we will know exactly why it's Homeland Security and not the FBI or whatever it is. I'm sure we will that will be revealed to us. I don't know if you know, but I don't know why
No, I don't
specifically
know.
it's
I
Homeland
was gonna
Security.
say, I was gonna say, yeah. I look forward to them hitting us with the legal jargon.
I assume it's because there have been allegations of sex trafficking. That would be my assumption as to why Homeland Security would be involved, but I do not know. And I listen, and again, put it in our comments. Let us know, because we know that some of y'all, have law degrees. Please tell us, explain it to
Right,
us. We would love to know.
right.
School us.
Because
Don't
when we're recording this, it just happened, and there's no information.
Right. And not too much on us not know understanding because we just don't know. So please feel free to go in our comments and explain to us why we are here to learn. So we would appreciate that. But Homeland Security raided all three homes. There is footage. There's footage of all three,
Yep.
Miami, New York, and LA. Um, I know we always say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Anytime they raid your home, it's because they know they're gonna find something. It's because they have evidence already that supports their claims. They don't do this unless they know that they can get you on something. And I know that for a while they've been talking about if Diddy is ever brought up on charges, it's probably going to be RICO charges. So I assume that's why there's this huge raid happening. There are, I don't know if you saw any of the video or the images
I
that
did.
came out. His sons were at his LA home. They were kind of off to the side somewhere and they were handcuffed. No one has said that they've been arrested. They may have just been handcuffed just to detain them away
Right.
from home. Um, but we don't know yet. This is like a developing story right now. There's like news helicopters and all kinds of things. If you go on YouTube, you can find live footage of this. This is
Yeah.
happening right now as we speak. So very curious to know what they're looking for. Very curious to know what the charges are going to be because I would imagine there are going to be some charges coming.
Of course.
Um, but this feels like chickens coming to roost. Um, and everything that people have been saying over the last few months and the whispers that we've heard over the years seems like things are surfacing now. So
Right.
we will see what happens. But yeah, when Mace said he avoided a lot, he did in fact avoid a lot because this is huge. This is
Yeah.
mm, they call Rick Ross likes to call himself the Teflon Don, but honestly, did he been the Teflon Don?
We'll see.
Well, I don't know if he'll continue to be, but over the years he has
Yeah.
been.
Yeah.
He doesn't really
Well,
catch himself in too much shit. You don't hear about him getting arrested. You don't hear about him getting caught up with no mess and things like that. You hear about things around him happening.
yeah.
But he seems to be the common denominator with all of these things that have happened over the years. He seems to somehow be connected to all of these things in some way.
Well, there have been many allegations since the 90s of
Mhm.
all types of different things. And so we will have to continue to pay attention to this story and see what exactly he's being charged with,
Mhm.
what exactly it is that they're going to detain him for. Is it a RICO? Is it not a RICO? One of the things I did see from footage was that Fox was reporting that there were multiple agencies of law enforcement there.
Okay.
So, although it's being said that it's Homeland Security,
It's
who
not.
knows? Who knows exactly what's going to happen, right?
I
I
couldn't.
mean, we
I was
have
looking
to
for the Feds
assume.
jackets. I was looking for the FBI jackets because I watch a lot of crime dramas. So I was like, where are the jackets? Where are the windbreakers?
Right.
But they were in there
Um,
with the huge guns.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And what I was gonna say?
Sorry.
Oh, we have to assume that local law enforcement was part of that, right? So
Oh
when
yeah,
they
they were.
say multiple agencies,
Yeah,
it could be Homeland Security plus local law enforcement,
yeah,
right? So like LAPD or Miami PD or New York, NYPD
yeah,
or whatever. Um,
yeah. That was definitely the case. They
so
did say
we have to just see, right? Like when we're recording, this happened like 3 hours ago. So there's not much available for us to report on,
that.
except the fact that this happened.
Right.
But it is a big deal that this happened. To raid all three homes is very significant. It's not like they just said, "Oh, we know he's staying at such and such hotel, so we went there." No, they rated everything. And the fact that they rated everything, even things that are not directly in his name, is a big deal, because even the footage I saw, they were saying that one of the houses was registered under Bad Boys Films, and his sister was the person that's name is on the house. So yeah, and that's really interesting stuff. So this means there's a lot going on. That's what we can um, report on, right? That's what we can see. That's what we can say we know for sure based on the information given at this very moment. Clearly, things will change. There will be more information. Some things will get cleared up. Maybe some of what we're saying is wrong because there's limited information. But
Mhm.
it is a very clear indicator that there are big things happening when all three homes have been raided. That means you needed warrants to do that in all the places. You needed evidence that ties to things happening in multiple states. And so this is a wild situation. We haven't seen anything like this for a hip hop or a media mogul in, I don't know, ever. Maybe I can't recall anything like this.
I mean, this big? No, Rick Ross has been raided before.
Mhm.
Um,
But in multiple cities, states.
of course, I would know that Rick Ross has been raided.
Oh well, that's your one of your faves. So,
I read his book. I
but was
know.
it in multiple
No, it was just
cities
his
and
Miami
states?
home. It was just his
Yeah. So
Miami
it's a
home.
little
They did it in the middle of the night. It was the feds. They did it in the middle of the night. Um, but yes, he recalls it the way it, like he recounts exactly how it happened in his book.
gotcha.
This is huge. Like, I'm sure that there have been raids before. I mean, Gunna, and they raided them too. That was probably the most recent one.
Right, but that was
When
a RICO case against
the
multiple people, though, so that
right,
that
so
makes
what?
sense.
Right, but it was Gunna's home, I believe, and I'm sorry, Young Thug's home. They raided their homes. What was it, last year? Beginning of last year,
Yeah,
whenever
yeah, but I mean,
whenever all that came
one
down.
person in this
Multiple
many
cities,
things. Yeah,
probably not.
I can't recall anything that happened like that in our lifetime. Or
Probably not since R. Kelly, I would think. R. Kelly would probably be the
that's a good
only
one.
other person that where it would have been multiple cities.
Good job. I didn't think about that.
Because R. Kelly, I think, was Chicago, New York, Atlanta. I want to say, may there's more than two cities.
No,
It's
listen,
definitely
that was
not
good.
just Chicago and New York, but because he's still, in fact, his trials are still stacked. Like, he's still not done
And they will be for a
going.
while.
Yeah, he's still not done going to court in the different cities that he's
Listen, him and Trump got a lot of trials going on. You know what I'm saying?
right. But once you start carrying women, minors, whatever, whoever, shouldn't say whatever, once you start carrying them across state lines,
Right. So we'll see,
you've
because right
broken
now
many
all we
laws.
know. What'd you say?
I was just finishing my thought and saying at that point, you've broken many laws in many places. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Unless,
Right, and that's what I was gonna say. My final thought is there's lots of allegations floating around. Lots of things have been said on Twitter in the last year, but we don't really know shit, honestly. So we have to see what happens as this story develops.
Mhm.
We can report back and give opinions. I think right now there's not really much opinion to give.
Yeah. And I think maybe even as soon as later in the week, we'll be able to say, okay, this thing happened on Monday, and here we are with where it's at. I mean, probably not going to get. There's probably not going to be a huge change, but this means that there's a ball rolling, and there are going to be a series of events that happen after this. So,
Right.
you know, we can certainly follow up once we have more details.
Right.
Um, no, I won't give my opinion now because, of course, not. It's just it kind of is what it
Yeah,
is.
we don't really. Yeah, we don't
Trial.
really know much.
We don't know what they're looking for. We don't. We just know the things that we've heard before. We're not. We
Who?
have nothing else
Because
to go off of.
because it's possible it's not Diddy. And I know that's a stretch. It's very easy to assume it is him,
Hmm.
but maybe it's not. It could be a bodyguard, a close friend. We'll have to see.
Is him, is his bodyguards, is his close friends, it's his children, it's everybody.
But we don't. I'm saying
Allegedly. I'm just saying.
okay.
I'm I'm saying that for a reason. That's the way RICO cases work. They did not say it was a RICO case yet, but that is the way RICO works. It has to be a network of people in order
Yeah,
for that to be the thing. That is my hunch. My hunch is that that is what's about to go down. That
got
is
it.
just my hunch. I don't know. Like I said, lawyer babes, let us know. Tell us what y'all think, because y'all have way more facts and way more knowledge than we do. This is just my guess because of what has happened thus far. Because you can't. Sure, one person can be accused of sex trafficking, but one person does. It doesn't take one person to sex traffic. So that's why I'm saying that's my hunch. But maybe I'm completely wrong, and like you said, maybe it has nothing to do with him. I don't know. This is all alleged. This is just a hunch, but we'll see.
Gotcha. Before we go, I have a hunch about something as well.
Okay.
So Joker 2
Uh huh.
is coming out soon.
Yep.
I don't know the release date just yet, but Lady Gaga will be playing Harley Quinn.
Cool.
Jaquan Phoenix is back as Joker.
Yep.
The whole squad is back.
The gangs
Bradley
and
Cooper
Sinners.
is a co-producer, co-director, co-writer, I believe.
Yep.
What's the guy he works with all the time? Guy who did Hangover?
Which one?
The director, the creator.
Oh, can't think of it right now.
It's all right. I'm gonna get his name right now because this is gonna take 2 seconds to find.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie is highly anticipated since the addition of Lady Gaga. Uh, People are very excited, very very excited about this film.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and something came out recently that people are saying some things about, and I thought, man, this is really really interesting. The director's name is Todd Phillips. Um, so it came out recently
Mm-hmm.
that there will be something like 15 songs in this film that are being danced to, performed, etc.
Yep.
The term being used on the internet is that it will be a jukebox musical.
What does that mean?
I have no idea, and I'm not looking it up right now. But
Go
what was
ahead.
that? Oh, you looking it up? All right.
Right.
Uh, but my hunch is this:
Apple, if you'd like to sponsor us, I need a new one.
you got to move it this way in the frame.
I need a
There
new
you
one.
go.
I'm sure this looks old.
Um, so my hunch is
Uh-huh.
that this movie's about to suck.
You think so?
I understand that you have Lady Gaga, and so singing is probably something that she can do. In fact, we know it's something that she can do very well.
Oh. Oh. You know what it, I mean, we know, like, just culturally, we know what this means, but I guess we probably don't think of it like this. A jukebox musical is a show that utilizes previously popular songs of a certain era or artist. These tunes are often integrated into the plot of the musical.
Yep. And that's exactly what they say is happening. So I'm not excited.
I,
I understand that Joker 1 did 1 billion plus, and it was a big deal. And I'm very happy for Todd Phillips, Bradley Cooper, Jaquan Phoenix, everybody. Uh,
Isn't it Joaquin?
Joaquin, Jaquan, Joseph, who cares? My
I was
point
like,
is,
I was like, he's not black, is he?
Well, don't get me started on that. But the point is, I'm very
uh,
happy for everyone involved, but I don't think this is going to be good. And I'll be honest, I no longer want to watch this movie. My hunch is that this is going to suck. It may do very well in the box office because people might run to see it. Lady Gaga fans and the fans of the first film, Todd
right.
Phillips fans, Bradley
And
Cooper fans,
Harley Quinn.
Phoenix fans.
Yeah, like just the whole Joker and Harley
Yeah, Harley
Quinn
Quinn.
story.
Yeah,
People
come on.
love that duo.
Absolutely.
So
But I
there's
I don't think people are gonna love this film. This is my hunch.
what if you enjoy it very much?
I just said I don't think I'm watching it.
I think you should watch it.
That's good. I think you should watch it. How about that?
I will watch it if you watch it.
No, know about that.
I
But
say I say that
my
because
hunch,
like that's not my thing, but I know that you're very much into like, you know, the Batman of it all and the Joker of it all and all of that. So you should give it a chance.
blink, blink, blink.
I don't understand what this is. I don't understand why you're so resistant. It's fine if you don't. I'm not gonna. I can't force you as your
Why are we making Joker
co-host.
a musical?
I listen. I agree with you. I don't like musicals. Okay, I watched the first 5 minutes of The New Color Purple, and I said, "Whew, they're singing about sexual assault. Let me go."
Oof.
So I don't understand. Like, I just don't like musicals. It's not my thing.
Right.
But I will watch one every now and again, depending on what it is. I've seen Mamma Mia. I
Do you
like it.
think that this film is gonna do well?
Yes,
Do you think it's gonna? Okay, now remove box office numbers. Do you
yeah.
think this is gonna still be a good film, a good sequel?
I don't know. And here's why. Here's why I say I don't know.
Tell me.
Bradley Cooper and Todd Phillips together, those are some talented motherfuckers. I gotta be honest.
They are.
Now, here's the thing. Okay, fine. Like, somebody makes a movie and it looks a little sketchy. You're not sure if you want to see it. I get it. But when talented motherfuckers like Todd Phillips and Bradley Cooper make a movie, you kind of scratch your head a little bit and go, but maybe they could make it good. That's where I'm at with it.
Okay.
If it was like somebody we had never heard of and, you know, we didn't really have a whole lot to go off of, I'd probably be
Inclined.
less
Inclined.
inclined to believe that they could pull it out of their ass. But like Bradley Cooper, I really like Bradley Cooper as like not the actor in the movie, but the behind the scenes guy in the movie. I think he does really well at it. So
Yes. And and to your point, him and Lady Gaga have already done a movie together, which he directed.
and they have that chemistry. So
Correct.
I'm sure that she's an easy person for him to work with and to kind of, you know, mold things into the way he wants. And also she's talented and creative enough that she's able to contribute to the conversation as well. Because as much as people may not, I know people kind of go back and forth about how they feel about Lady Gaga in movies, but I kind of think that because of what we know, I mean, and then you have Joaquin in the mix. I think that because of what it is, because of who's involved, maybe it doesn't, maybe it's not as silly as we think it's going to be. You know, maybe it turns out to be a film where, you know, it's award winning. I mean, those films get awards anyway, but you, well, not necessarily in that genre, but you know what I mean. Like when it's star studded, when it has certain people in the film,
It gets
they
more
end
attention.
up yes. so they get the exposure, and they're set up. Those films are set up to perform well, right?
I'm not talking about performance. I'm talking about quality. I'm talking
No,
about the
no,
quality of the film.
I know what you're saying, and I've already addressed that. But I'm saying on top of that, then yeah, I think that they're gonna get people out to the box office, and I think people will. It may be good enough to have people excited about it.
Okay,
I can't count it out, is what I'm saying,
understood.
because of those factors. Maybe I'm
Okay,
completely wrong because
maybe I'm completely wrong. Time will tell.
right, yeah. But anyway,
Speaking of time, that's our
yeah,
time.
that's our time.
So, thank you for being here. Let us know in the comments what you think about Mace bounce back, the rating of Diddy's homes, and of course, Joker 2 and Joaquin.
Joaquin.
See y'all tomorrow.
Bye.